Hello, and welcome to Unity of Fredericksburg. My name is Andrea, and I'm pleased to welcome all of you to the Unity of Fredericksburg weekly online gathering. At Unity of Fredericksburg, we are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. We thank those of you watching on YouTube, live or later, and invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are able to attend live, we encourage you to join us in the Zoom community room for the full Sunday morning experience, including music, prayer, and connection. Our weekly newsletter includes the Sunday service link, and you can subscribe to receive that on our website at uofva.org. For everyone local to Central Virginia, Unity of Fredericksburg offers a variety of fun and enriching in-person gatherings every month. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter at uofva.org for all the details. Our message today comes from our minister, Reverend Cheryl Fair. And now, here's Reverend Cheryl.
Thank you, Andrea, and welcome, everyone who is in the Zoom room with me right now, and all of you who are watching on YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching now or later, whatever it is, we appreciate you being a part of the energy that is Unity of Fredericksburg. And we come to you today on December 28th, 2025. We are in the midst of Kwanzaa. And for those who are in the Zoom room, we'll hear more about the principle of the day for Kwanzaa today. And we're also in the midst of the 12 days of Christmas. So the 12 days of Christmas start beginning with Christmas, or some traditions start the day after Christmas, sometimes known as Boxing Day. We start counting the 12 days of Christmas. So in Unity, we're following the example of the Unity Advent booklet, which starts counting the day after Christmas. That makes today the third day of Christmas. So from the traditional song, I wish for you today, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. So the 12 days of Christmas, by the way, last through Epiphany on the calendar, which is January the 6th. And on traditional church calendars, Epiphany marks the arrival of the Magi in the stable in Jerusalem. So, bringing the gifts to the baby Jesus. And in metaphysical terms, Epiphany, just like we understand the meaning of the word, this symbolizes the arrival of our own awareness, a waking up to our innate wisdom, the wisdom of divine and discernment that creates that path of the soul for the whole year. So there's a lot going on. In Unity, we have a couple of rituals that we do at the end of the year and beginning of the year. Today, we have the burning bowl ceremony, which is designed to help us let go of all the things that are no longer serving our highest good. And then for the first Sunday of 2026, we will have the white stone ceremony, which is a time where we can set intentions for the year to come. So, this being a ritual we're doing today, I want to make a couple of reminders that you will want to have some supplies, okay? You want to have something to write on. If you know that you like to write a lot, then make sure you have a journal. um, and you'll want to have a small piece of paper, kind of separate from the journal, that you can set on fire if you wish. So if you want to do that, you want to have matches or a lighter. Members of Unity of Fredericksburg, many of you received a little Advent package or a bag that had an envelope in it, which has a piece of what's called flying wish paper. And that's what that is for, is to use today. You might want to have a plate or a bowl to do all this, lighting on fire, or you can float it in water if you want. So just do it however it works for you. We'll have time to do that ritual later on. And if you don't feel like doing it today, you could also choose to wait and do it on New Year's Eve. And our meditation today, rather than kind of coming at the end of a message, will sort of come in the midst of this ritual. So all of that is kind of logistical things. So let's kind of talk about the burning bowl for a few minutes. So our intention here is to let go of anything that no longer serves our highest good. So in human terms, your brain might start offering things up like maybe you should let go of those cookies at the back of the pantry, or maybe you should let go of that pile of hobby supplies that you're not using anymore. And we know that here on Sunday morning, we're very much about doing what I like to call sometimes consciousness maintenance, right? We're tidying up the consciousness. We're doing this work in consciousness. We are releasing thoughts and feelings, beliefs and attitudes that no longer serve our highest good. And we all know that we carry those things around. So this is an important ritual to help us to call those forth and let them go. We are making use, in particular, of one of our 12 powers, and we have talked about the 12 powers this year. We spent all of the third quarter going through all the 12 powers. The one in particular that we are energizing today is our power of release. Now, the original name for that power, when Charles Fillmore put together the 12 powers materials, was elimination, and sometimes is referred to as renunciation. Now, I really like that word for this activity, renunciation. So, of course, I like words, so I looked up the definition of that. Renunciation, the formal negation of something, typically a belief, claim, or course of action. So, it's like a ritual, a formal negation. So, sometimes we need that in order to let go of belief patterns that we signed on to decades ago. We need some kind of ritual that makes it feel like, okay, I'm no longer believing in that. I'm believing in this instead, right? We can be, because we can be very attached to these patterns of beliefs. It might be something that we learned from trusted adults when we were growing up. It might be things that we learned from the hard knocks we went through, and we kind of have ourselves guarded against, encountering that again when in fact we've grown beyond that. So, these kinds of things that are ready to be let go can be things that we've been carrying around for a long time. So, even if you really feel yourself bogged down by some belief system you've been carrying around, I encourage you to not be too judgmental with yourself for still holding on. Like, I don't feel ready to let go of that. Every thought and belief system that we have is there because it has served us well in the past. And what we can do through the activity of today is empower ourselves to do that periodic house cleaning and eliminate the old stuff in consciousness, realizing that we are the ones that give power to these old beliefs, and we are the ones that can release them as well. So that's why I like the word renunciation, because I feel like it really vibrates with that powerful intention of letting go. Here's a quote from Charles Fillmore in his book on the 12 powers. Thoughts are things. They occupy space in the mental field. A healthy state of mind is attained and continued when the thinker willingly lets go of the old thoughts and takes on the new. So that's this Sunday is let go of the old thoughts, and the next Sunday will be take on the new. And for those of you who really identify with the teachings of Jesus in Scripture, well, Jesus is right there for us with this also. In particular, I'm thinking today of the Gospel of Mark. This is actually a parable or a mention that's in three of the Gospels. It's not in John, but it's in the other three. I'm looking at Mark chapter 2, verse 22. No one puts new wine in old wineskins. Otherwise, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is lost, and so are the skins. But one puts new wine into fresh wineskins. So, we're all about getting rid of all the old wineskins so that next week when we create intentions, that fresh wine, that fresh juice of what you want to be about in the year to come will go into a fresh container of consciousness. All right. So, are you feeling ready, my friends? We're going to do the burning bowl ceremony. So, take a couple deep breaths with me right now. Just in and out, in and out. We meet today to prayerfully release negative and limiting thoughts, feelings, attitudes, and beliefs. We recognize that we are the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. We acknowledge the one presence and one power in the universe and within us, and we are open and willing to call forth our limitations so that we may set them free with ease and grace. The purpose of the quiet time today is not as a memorial to the past or a time of wishful thinking for the future. Rather, it is a powerful moment in the here and now, a divine time of release in consciousness, a cleansing of the old through the spirit of truth. It's a time when we name error thoughts and behavior patterns we wish to eliminate and set them free through the ritual of cleansing fire. We understand that the process of release often begins with forgiveness of all injury, both real and imagined. We recall the truth that we are spirit, perfect, holy, and harmonious, and that spirit within us can never be sick, hurt, or afraid. So we're going to move into a time of reflection and meditation. And I encourage you to write down whatever comes to you as we take this time together. So we're going to move into meditation now. And let us begin with some deep breaths again. You can allow your outer eyes to soften or close as you wish. Your eyes can be open or closed at any point, depending on if you're taking notes or not. As we go within to the still point of your soul, in the silence of your being, trusting, knowing that all is well, affirming that spirit is the center of your life. Open yourself now to the joyful, uplifting vibration in the stillness, in this sacred space. Open your awareness up to recognize any vibrations in your life, in your consciousness, that are out of sync with this pure joy of spirit. From this sacred space here and now, a space of safety and assurance, allow yourself to look into any dark corners of memory or injury or error or regret. And ask yourself, is there anything I'm holding against myself? Anything current, anything from the past, from childhood? Are there mistakes that you regret, that you wish, things you wish you had done, wish you hadn't done? Just listen now. Listen to your higher self. Gently receive and acknowledge anything that comes up for you. Perhaps take a moment to jot it down. Might just be a single word or a symbol. It's whatever is showing up, asking for healing and release. Now ask yourself, is there anything I'm holding against another? So it could be something that's currently in your life or something from the past, from your childhood. Just take a moment to scan your relationships, those closest to you, things and institutions you interact with in your life, impressions you have of people and institutions in the outer world, in the news, perhaps. Are you feeling hurt or wounded or threatened by anything outside of you that you're holding on to? Ask your higher self, is there something here I'm holding on to that I need to let go of? And as ideas arise, just welcome them gently. Make a note if you wish as we prepare to move on. Here's another question for you. Are there thoughts, beliefs, or behaviors you have going on that no longer serve you? Ask your higher self to show you what that might be. And as we pause for some moments in the quiet, you may choose to write them down. Take a breath and ask yourself now, are there feelings that you want to let go of? Feelings that you keep encountering as you go about your life? Feelings that you may be holding on to, or feelings that are holding on to memories? Ask your higher self to show you what is asking to be released. And make a note if you wish. Take a breath now as we shift our attention to considering our physical body. Since we live these lives in these physical bodies, are there any thoughts or feelings about your physical body, your physical health, that you're holding on to that really are not serving you? If something doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, that something is there asking for healing, asking to be released. If you're carrying around a pattern like that, If you've been holding on to some negative self-talk around your health, around your body, ask your higher self. Let's take a few moments in the silence to see what arises. Take a breath now and consider this question. Are you carrying any dissatisfaction about your life circumstances? Dissatisfaction that's weighing you down? Are there things you're allowing yourself to worry over that you need to let go? Let's take a few moments in the silence to allow your higher self to whisper in your ear and to make any notes of things that arise. So we've spent some time together considering some questions. We perhaps stirred things up a bit. And so now we're going to spend some more time in the silence to see what else would like to be released. What thoughts, what feelings, what patterns, what habits are coming up for you. So we'll take a little more time in the silence. You can, if you wish, write down anything that comes up. And as we come back to this present moment, we complete our time of meditation. I encourage you to remain open to inspiration in the days and weeks to come, and you may want to follow up with aspects of this ritual as you wish, whatever it is that works for you. If you've been doing a lot of writing, you might want to take a moment now to move a couple of little notes onto the small piece of paper that you have. It can just be a symbol, it can be one letter that symbolizes things that you've written in more depth on a bigger piece of paper. Um, you can choose to participate in the burning today, or you can do it later. Just do however you want to do it. So, for those of you who are members and received a piece of flying wish paper, hoping everyone is ready. Okay. I actually don't have a piece of flying wish paper myself because I gave them all away to you, but I can describe what you're going to do. So you have whatever notes on your little piece of paper, and you can do this with a regular piece of paper as well. So you want to take that little square of paper and crush it up into a ball. crush it up into a ball. All right. And then take it, put it on whatever surface you have in front of you and smooth it flat again. Okay. Smooth it flat. And then you want to take it and you can use a pen that you have, or you can use your pinky and roll that paper around so that you kind of roll it into a tube. And if you can, stand it up on the table in front of you. And then everyone get your fire ready if you're choosing to use a lighter or a match. I do want to reiterate that flying wish paper is designed to be used indoors. And everyone ready? Are you ready? Here we go. So just light it a fire. I'm just holding a match here since I gave away all my flying wish paper. Take a few moments for all of you to release everything that you have written, release through the alchemy of fire. The alchemy of fire, where fire literally can take one form of matter and change it into another. So it's like, feels like magic, right? Let it go. All right. So now that you have released that which no longer serves your highest good, let's take a moment and do an affirmation. Let me say it for you, and then you can say it with me. I am free in mind, body, and spirit. Say it with me, friends. I am free in mind, body, and spirit. Yes, and we take a moment now to dwell in gratitude, grateful for our spiritual capacity to release, to intentionally release what no longer serves our highest good. Even if we didn't have anything specific come up, we can still, from the level of our divine nature, claim that we are releasing anything that no longer serves our highest good. And we're going to seal it in the way that we often do in our time of prayer by saying, I am grateful 3 times. Say it with me, my friends. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Yes, indeed. So, in the days to come, be gentle with yourself, my friends. When we stir things up and let things go, we can find ourselves a little bit out of equilibrium, right? Because we're used to being in a certain lane, a certain way of doing things. And when you change a habit, change a way of thinking, things will feel a little, you have to kind of find your footing again. You might notice that questions arise. That's okay. Let them arise. Don't feel like you're pressured to find the answer or fix it or anything. Just say, I have this question now. Observe, be just gentle and present with any shifts you feel in your body, in your feelings. Realize that this process that we have done might not be one and done. It's kind of like that image of the iceberg, where what you see, what you're releasing is just that little bit, but there may be more. And it's okay to just revisit it. You might want to wait till next year or all through the year. You might want to have times of kind of, peeling back the onion of like what wants to be released now. I've got a little quote from the teachings of the Buddha. Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. So be gentle with yourself. I've got a little reading here that comes from this lovely product, which you can buy at unity.org. It's called the Positive Prayer Wheel, and it has all kinds of prayers. So I've selected one for us today, a New Year blessing. And I'm going to get my reading glasses so I can read that for you without squinting. Here we go. A new year, a new beginning, and a new opportunity to live our best lives. The past is gone and has no power over us. God's creativity, wisdom, strength, love, and life guide us to fulfill our true potential. We shine our light into this new moment and greet the world with open hearts and clear vision. I like that, open hearts and clear vision, because as we release things, it's kind of like we're wiping the slate clean. We're getting all the clutter that we've been carrying around in consciousness out of the way. So it has been lovely to have this time together. I'm going to finish off today with one more affirmation. And I'll say it and then you can repeat it with me at home, okay? I let go with ease and grace, and I am grateful. Say it with me, friends. I let go with ease and grace, and I am grateful. Should we do it one more time? Let's do it one more time. I let go with ease and grace, and I am grateful. I'm grateful for this time together. I'm grateful for all of you. And now I'm going to hand it back over to our friend Andrea.
Thank you, Reverend Cheryl. Just the visual of that flying paper going up and rising up, and just the rising consciousness that goes with it. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching the weekly broadcast from Unity of Fredericksburg. Visit our website, uofva.org, to learn more about our mission of spiritual awakening and transformation, and support our ministry with your financial donation. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.